Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join with me are my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Jehu.
Cacao!
Back again after a week off for no apparent reason other than we're lazy.
I think it's just because we had nothing, you know?
Yeah,
It's hard to come up with content when the world stops.
It is.
we're definitely running out of things. We could do like a news episode one day because I feel like there's been an odd amount of news recently, even though there's no hope of Hollywood ever igniting.
Well,
again.
and that's kind of the weird thing is I feel like, we do topic episodes, but I feel like a lot of our content is either, like zeitgeist or anticipatory,
Right.
including today. And when there is no zeitgeist and there is nothing to anticipate, it really dries the well up. It definitely takes the wind out of my sails a little bit.
Oh yeah, we thrive off all of our ideas come off what's coming out in 2 weeks. And when nothing's coming out in 2 weeks, what are we supposed to do?
Exactly.
We are more likely to do an episode about something inspired coming out in 2 weeks than do an episode on the thing when it comes out. And when there's nothing coming out, there's just no ideas.
So that said, we're gonna lean back on familiar and comfortable territory, and try to bring some normalcy back into this weird world we're living in. And we're gonna look at the movies coming out for the next 3 months, our summer movie preview during the COVID-19 summer.
Old Faithful summer movie preview. Except there's nothing faithful about COVID summer right now.
I was in Tom Thumb just a few minutes before this getting some snacks, and I was considering Cool Ranch Doritos. And on the Cool Ranch Doritos is Wonder Woman, because we're supposed to be living in Wonder Woman times right now.
That's true. That shit was probably already packaged.
But I guess you can stop everything else, but you can't stop Cool Ranch. Cool Ranch is coming. But yeah, so it was kind of sad just sitting there. It's like, what is this even for?
This is a full tangent that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I would be really interested to see what the differences in diet are now that people are at home. Is it more junk food or is it less junk food, do you think?
Definitely more.
For us, I think it was less junk food for like maybe the first 3 or 4 weeks.
That sounds right.
And then it just turned into fuck. Now it's just all salty garbage.
See, I'm reverse. Like when we first started this thing, I didn't give a crap. I was like, look, the world's ending. I'm going to eat pizza every day. But the last month, I've tried to be much more conscientious about it. But I definitely lose, like, anytime the idea pops into my head or we talk about the opportunity to go, like, sit down in a restaurant, I'm right back there with pizza. Like, I want it again.
Right.
It's good to know that 14-year-old Christian is always in there somewhere.
Alive and well.
Alive and well. So one of the weird things going into the summer movie preview, because obviously all the theaters are still shut down and will be at least for the next month probably, is a lot of big releases that were intended to come out. Certainly some of the studios pushed to like September, November, but some of them kind of broke ranks and started releasing video on demand instead of a theatrical release. And I think Trolls kind of started this trend,
Right.
which really pissed off the established movie theater chains, but apparently made a shit ton of money.
Right.
Did it really?
Yeah.
It's really expensive to do it. Those things are like $20 to rent.
That's true. That's why I really haven't done it yet, because it's like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I can justify spending that much going somewhere, but I can't really do it for just like a temporary rental,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to do it for Birds of Prey, and but I just couldn't make myself do it, so I'm just waited till it's at the Redbox, which thankfully
you are in
now I
fact the
can
target
watch it.
audience. Yeah.
So Scoob, I think, is the one that did it this past weekend.
Just this past week we got May 15th we got Scoob, which again I think kids movies are definitely the best thing for this, because parents I think are just tired of watching whatever they've already seen 1,700 times. They want to see something new 1,700 times.
It's definitely been an advantage for like Disney Plus. I mean, they've been
For
able to
sure.
just crank out some content lately because They're not even considering putting crap in theaters right now.
For sure. I just read an article on like the seeming death of, what is it? Is it Quibi? Is that the name of that thing?
Yeah.
The quick bits or whatever.
And I'm just saying, like, if you can't survive as a streaming service during a pandemic when people are just desperate for content, then you didn't deserve to make it.
Man, I have a pitch for Quibi that is useful to no one but me. But I think Quibi's where they should bring back soap operas.
I mean, look, there's a large demographic of women between, like, 35 and 85 that would super agree with you, I'm sure.
Well,
I don't know how to use Quibi, but
I have this whole thing of one of the reasons I think soap operas of today sucks is today's technology. I think in high def and in widescreen, it becomes much more obvious that this is just two actors standing on a soundstage.
Yeah.
Like high def is not the soap opera.
The fuzziness of the old improved the immersion into the world.
It did totally, and a lot of those actors on those would stay on those shows for like 20 and 30 years. So sometimes they needed that soft focus. You can't do soft focus in high def.
You cannot.
But I feel like Quibi could rectify some of that, because then you put everybody back in a little box again, and it's suddenly not interesting when a show's not interesting when a show's just close up to people talking to each other, since that's
when less pixels is better.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, if any of you guys know somebody at Quibi, tell them I got this idea.
I actually do have a friend who is on a show on Quibi.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Shit.
the WWE has like a glow reality show on Quibi, and she's on it.
Oh, right on. Well, pass that along for me.
This has turned into a weird ad for Quibi. I don't know if I like it.
We'll sell it. They need all the help they can get.
That's true. We can just buy it and turn it into our soap channel. But also this past week, I have to mention this, even though it's in the past and directly conflicting with the nature of this episode. Last week also saw the release on VOD of Capone, which is the first Josh Trank movie since Fantastic Four.
Oh dear.
And it was not received well, despite starring what's his name? Old
Tom
Mad
Hardy.
Max. Tom Hardy.
Man, how many mob movies is that dude going to make? It seems like he's made a lot.
Yeah, he's in the one where he plays the twins.
He's in the one where he plays...
Tom Hardy. I thought you meant like Josh Trank. I was like, I don't think Josh Trank's ever made a mobster movie.
Well, also with Josh Trank, at this point he's made so much bad shit. I can't even remember what the good thing was that got him started. What was the
Chronicle?
Good thing? Chronicle. That's right. It's Chronicle.
I don't even think Chronicle's as good as we made it out to be.
I was going to say, and that's like an okay thing.
It was a right place, right time kind of thing.
It gave us Michael B. Jordan.
It did.
I mean, The Wire gave us Michael B. Jordan.
That's fair.
And it was interesting. That's like, oh shit! Somebody finally saw something else to do with found footage.
Exactly. That's kind of what I think is the strength of that movie. But yeah. Tom Hardy has been in a lot of gangster shit. Peaky Blinders, the Legend movie where he's both the brothers. Well, the one where he's the prisoner Bronson. Surely another one. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, This movie's not good, but it's available on demand as of last week.
Oh, really?
But that brings us to this coming week, which is the only thing that's coming up, which is if you got a Netflix subscription, which I can't imagine you don't have in 2020, is the romantic comedy Lovebirds, which has got Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani, which is supposed to come out like a million years ago. But
I remember the trailers for this. It looked pretty funny. I'll probably watch it.
I'm a believer that romantic comedies are making a steady comeback. They lost their audience by just doing the same thing too much, and so I feel like they've made steady improvements.
Well, and streaming is the right viewership.
For sure, it is.
I don't want to pay $17 to go see a romantic comedy, but sitting on my couch where I'm already paying $6 a month or whatever, that's fine.
Well, and those Hallmark, really shitty romantic comedies, there's people who are nuts for those things. So getting more good romantic comedy stuff where people can get it in their homes is probably a good idea.
So literally the following 2 weeks are nothing. It's just completely dead air. Even within streaming services, no original content, nothing worth talking about. So, rewatch Friends or Seinfeld or whatever takes you a long time.
Right.
But June 12th, we got there's a lot of ones on this list that have had problems before the outbreak. Artemis Fowl is being released on Disney Plus, which I guess
this got pushed like
several times.
Yeah, it's directed by Kenneth Branagh, based on the series of books. Though from what I understand, it's very different. I wouldn't know.
Is Kenneth Branagh a good director?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I like Kenneth Branagh as a person. I dig how much he digs Shakespeare, but I just don't like any of his movies that I could think of.
I think he was, and I think just he's not good at going outside of his comfort zone. He should stay in his comfort zone.
Yeah.
He should make period pieces all the time.
See, you say that, but I don't even think Murder on the Orient Express was all that good.
Nope, not good.
See, I never watched it. I just know Blue Hairs fucking loved it.
Yeah, I hate Johnny Depp, so maybe that is what ruined that movie for me, but
it also could be a bunch of your favorite A and B list actors really phoning it in.
Yeah, that's very true. I just don't trust the guy anymore. I think he's fine as an actor. I wish he acted more than he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think releasing this on Disney Plus is the right call. There's no way this movie was going to make money in theaters.
Right. It feels like it's been on hold since like 2008. Yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm totally with you. I think that's dead on. But also that week, June 12th, Netflix is releasing, they just released a trailer for this, Da 5 Bloods, which is Spike Lee's new movie with Chadwick Boseman and a bunch of older black actors that you would know. That's super racist. I can do better than that.
Please leave it in.
You definitely do, yeah.
Oh, geez. I meant to look it up. It's got what's his face from The Wire, the senator that I can't remember. The shit. What is his name?
Oh, I don't know his name as anything, but the guy on The Wire who said shit.
Yeah. Let's see. It's got Chadwick Boseman, Clark Peters. It's got a lot of Wire people. Isaac Whitlock Jr. is the name of that guy.
All right.
But it's about
Jean Reno,
yeah. But it's about some African-American soldiers who fought in Vietnam who seemingly found and buried some treasure there with the intent of going back, and this is kind of their side-by-side story of their time in Vietnam and their time in later life going back to retrieve the treasure, which I'm game for. It sounds kind of like a riding off into the sunset version of Three Kings.
Dude, it really sounds like it would have tore up some theaters in 1995.
Sure,
like that's the most 1995 concept I've ever heard. But it sounds good. I like.
But hey, we're 15 years after 1995, which means we're almost nostalgic for 1995.
We're 25 years after 1995, and so we're. Super
damn! I don't know how math works.
No,
I got a physics degree, guys.
I actually think 1995 is closer to the Vietnam War than we are to 1995.
I think that's true.
Certainly true.
Yeah.
But also that weekend on VOD, we got Judd Apatow's new comedy. I think it's Judd Apatow's new comedy called The King of Staten Island, starring Pete Davidson, which is another comedy about a slovenly deadbeat who also can be sad.
Yeah, I'm thinking when a new Apatow movie comes out, we should start making a pool for at what minute mark it stops being funny. Because it keeps going closer to the beginning with each one, Like, used to it was like, oh, the last 20 minutes of this is just about him growing up, and that's
right.
Fun. And that just keeps moving. Like Trainwreck, that movie was funny for like 20 minutes, and then it was just about her getting her life together. So, yeah, I'm going this one. I'm giving this one 15 minutes before it's just
I think that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to say, and I think I've said this before, but if they gave out an Oscar for wanting an Oscar the most, Judd Apatow would win it every year.
Yeah, I feel like he was heavily inspired by like Robin Williams in 1997. Like when Robin Williams decided, I'm going to start making drama movies, Judd Apatow was like, that's a good shtick. I'm going to do that.
Judd Apatow thought, man, Patch Adams, that movie moved me.
God damn it. Well done.
Having said that, Pete Davidson makes a lot of sense for this role.
He does, and I like the trailer. I'll probably watch this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll 100% watch it.
You know exactly what it is going into it.
Right.
So that brings us to, I had to mention this one because I had never heard of it, and it's so ridiculous. June 19th, I think it was Netflix. It was either Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Netflix, though. Is releasing a movie called A Whisker Away, which is an anime movie about a girl who, they're always high school girls, who likes a guy, and I don't know, probably can't talk to him or whatever, and turns into a cat and then becomes his cat.
That is weird.
And
even by anime standards.
But also like it's also a movie that knows exactly its target demographic.
I mean, honestly, when you were describing this, I thought you were describing it was going to turn into a different kind of anime movie where she grows a dick.
I mean, look, I'm not ruling it out. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Right. But this oddly sounds weirder than that.
Uh-huh. But anyway, that's the only thing coming out that week. But it was just so on the nose targeted that I had to bring it up.
It does sound like in 2 years there'll be an American version, but it'll be boy turning to cat, and it'll star Rob Schneider.
I don't think Rob Schneider is accepted in Hollywood circles anymore.
I agree with that sentiment.
Maybe he is. Well, whoever Rob Schneider is right now, who's Rob Schneider? Is Pete Davidson Rob Schneider right now?
You can make an argument.
I think people still respect him. Rob Schneider made that movie where he turned from a high school girl into Rob Schneider. I don't think he was respected at that point.
So July 3rd is the first movie that I saw that wasn't explicitly marked for VOD yet, which I feel like is heavily optimistic.
Yeah.
But it's Russell Crowe's Unhinged, which just seems like some other kind of Taken movie where an old guy gets angry about something and goes on a revenge mission.
It's funny when we talked about Liam Neeson and Denzel, and we thought of actors who could become this. I don't think any of us said Russell Crowe, but God, that makes so much sense.
I mean, Russell Crowe should have been first.
we didn't say that, but that is 100% the correct answer.
Yeah, this is his career now. From here on out, this is what he will do.
That's probably true. I can dig that. And also that week, something that I'm sure that Christian is very excited about. Way early, Disney Plus is releasing the filmed performance of Hamilton.
I'm so pumped. Archer's first birthday is that weekend, and I've decided that he will have a Hamilton birthday party.
I like it.
And because he's won, we can just ignore him and just all watch Hamilton together.
Yeah. Sarah's super excited about this too. Like basically, anytime we're trying to decide what to watch, she's like, "I just want to watch Hamilton," and it's not till July. So yeah,
I'm excited.
But this is still like 18 months earlier than release. It
exactly.
Was supposed to be like October of next year or something crazy.
Oh no shit, that's crazy.
As someone who never jumped into it because I knew that I would never shell out the money for like a ticket for it, I'm excited for it because this is my only in. I'm never going to go see this until it's like, been out for 30 years.
Speaking of shelling a ticket for something, Joseph, did you hear the sad news about Frozen on Broadway?
No.
It will not be returning after the COVID break.
But why?
They are pulling it completely. I guess it never came, financially stable. So the 11 months that it was in New York are the only 11 months it'll be there.
Well, what a special memory for you.
Yep, got to go. It was great.
I'll take it off Broadway. I don't mind seeing it in New Orleans or something. Yeah. That brings us to July 10th, where Netflix is releasing, I think it's a movie called, I probably should have checked on that. It's called The Old Guard. It's some kind of superhero teen movie. I don't know anything else about it. I wasn't sure if it was based on pre-existing content. I mostly just wanted to throw the name out there and see if old Jehu, it rang any bells.
It does sound familiar, but I don't know what it is. That does sound like something that I know, but I don't know that I know it right now.
They've released set photos for it, but they haven't released a trailer. And so, I mean, I'm sure there's probably like reading that I could have done to find out what this is about, but I only watched trailers.
This is the one with Charlize Theron, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, she's like an immortal mercenary or something. I know she's got an axe in it.
Cool.
That's all I know about it.
I
think it is based on something.
But yeah, that brings us to July 17th, which again, I still feel like is optimistic for theater reopenings, but if anybody is going to hold on to it, it's going to be Chris Nolan. July 17th, Tenet is still listed. It has not been officially pushed yet. next Christopher Nolan film about time travel. I mean, if you like Christopher Nolan films, you're gonna go see it anyway. But
Well, I know we were talking about once we got to this section, we're going to speculate if they actually do come out or they go direct to video. I say that this one, it may not come out this weekend, but it's coming to theaters. If
this one definitely gets pushed, I think.
Yeah.
I guess the options are comes out, pushed, or VOD. That Russell Crowe movie is 100% VOD.
Yeah, Russell Crowe's going to VOD.
I mean, at this point, Nolan's basically the only director left besides maybe Tarantino that's his name draws, you know? So, I mean, I think he can throw his weight around and say, hey, this is coming out in a theater no matter how long it takes.
And he's such a fan of the theater experience.
Yeah, he is,
He was shooting crap with like IMAX cameras when like 6% of theaters in the country could show that kind of formatting stuff. Like he wants to push the boundaries of filmmaking, and in his mind, the way to see his films is in the theater. He will not allow the studio. Like if Warner Brothers does it, Warner Brothers will never release another Nolan movie ever again.
100% correct.
But that brings us to July 22nd, July 24th. It doesn't the dates don't matter anymore. We know
that's my birthday. That date does matter.
It's Disney's Mulan, which this is definitely a contender for. Does it just show up on Disney Plus?
I think if it doesn't get released by this date, it'll go to Disney Plus. I think this is the last date they'll give it.
I would probably agree with that.
I also agree, and realistically, I'm fine with that because I don't know if I would have seen this in theaters.
I mean, they seem to be banking big on it. There's rumors of a sequel talk already.
Wow.
They seem to be pretty pro Mulan, and they think the audience will be as well. But I just can't imagine you're sitting on a film that costs $300 million. You're already 4 months after release, and you're like, okay, well, let's push it another 6 months.
Right.
And you could get another 10 million people on Disney Plus when you put it out there.
I dig it. It's good logic. It brings us to several of these just wanted to mention, even though they're terrible movies. I'm sure they're going to be terrible movies because they've showed up on our list multiple times. July 31st, there's a movie called The Informer, which is like a prison movie with Joel Kinnaman. I can't believe this isn't already VOD. I can't believe this wasn't VOD like 4 years ago.
I can't believe that wasn't its intention.
I know.
Yeah, that's bananas.
So that brings us to August 7th. One of the ones that's definitely coming out is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, whatever that one's called.
VOD, definitely VOD.
VOD. They're probably excited about it being VOD.
August 7th might actually be long enough. We'll see. As the world gets pressured to reopen, I could see this one actually. I could see this one being the first like major quote unquote theatrical release that's on this list.
I just think if they really have seen success with Trolls World Tour and with Scoob, that they have, and again, it depends on where we are in July. But even if theaters at 25 or 50% capacity, they could just be like, "Screw it, we'll make more money," right. and then maybe simultaneous release.
I think there's definitely a possibility for that also. That brings us to August 14th. Where we've got the remake of The Secret Garden that no one asked for, which I'm not sure why it was ever going to theaters, but if theaters are even open, it should go to VOD.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah, this will likely get pushed if theaters are not open.
Again, this is far enough out, and I'm not saying it's smart, but I'm saying that there's a very real possibility that shit will start opening up by this time.
This very well. This is the week I believe could very well be the week theaters actually open. That being said, I'm torn on this if it does get pushed back because it's really hard to argue something like this. Going direct to video is going to make more money than in a theater. But, man, it would be a good way to sell that new subscription service.
That's a good point.
Ooh, good point.
HBO Max comes out later this month.
Exclusive.
If we don't see, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
If we don't see it, really start to surge, this could be a draw. That's a really good point, JD.
That is actually a really good point. I like it.
Also, this movie was made like 2.5 years
I know
ago.
it.
It was supposed to come out last summer.
Yeah, I bet they regret that pushback now.
No kidding.
Yes, 100%.
But that brings us to August 21st. We got two kind of minor releases. I say that. I'm sure one of us is going to have major feelings about one of them. Antebellum, which is a horror movie with Janelle Monáe, and Bill and Ted 2, finally.
I mean, of course, I'm going to see Bill and Ted 2. Are you
Correction,
crazy?
it's Bill and Ted 3.
Oh, sorry, 3.
I'm sorry.
Shit.
Yeah.
Face the Music. And yeah, I'm super excited for it. Having said that, I also really like the trailer for Antebellum. I think both of these movies are going to be a lot of fun. But again, depending on where we're at, if the theater's only seating 25 or 50%, I bet you get a simultaneous release on VOD with both of these films.
I suspect that's probably correct.
I think particularly with a horror movie, like if you can't sit a bunch of people in it, it's just not the same experience.
A good point. For Bill and Ted, I feel like there's a good reason for it to be VOD because our like new audiences coming to the Bill and Ted for the first time in theaters. I feel like this is all nostalgic based. If you're going to see Bill and Ted 3, you're going to see it in theaters or on VOD.
Yeah,
that's true.
The people who are going to watch it are going to watch it in either way. So
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
There's no risk in giving it multiple paths.
And then August 28th, almost the reason that I wanted to do this at all, because somehow it's still on a release schedule, is the release of the long awaited, well outdated New Mutants movie.
I think it's been on every movie preview we've ever done.
Yeah, I know it. As we mentioned on the last movie preview, it was such a time capsule of what was hot when it was supposed to come out, before people realized it was a bad movie, before Fox got acquired by Disney, before the COVID virus. Like, just literally everything has worked against this, including probably its own quality.
This is what I don't understand. They don't put it on Hulu or Disney Plus. This is one I just don't get.
I just read a clickbait article about it today. They can't.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
It's part of the deal when Disney bought Fox that this has to be released in theaters and it has to go to HBO before it goes to any streaming service.
Holy shit!
Oh, snap!
So
you're dropping the intel.
I know it. Again, I'm not opposed to like a HBO or HBO Max exclusive release for this. That seems like a fine thing.
This is one that I think its delay has done nothing but good things for me, because at one point I was not excited to see this at all, and now I'm kind of thinking it might be okay.
I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good, but like if at this point in time there are like movie premieres, I'm going to lobby hard to get us into this movie premiere because it's just been such an ordeal.
I really think it would be great if theater openings didn't happen till this week, and somehow this ended up being the movie that everyone went back to the theater for, and it did big business because of that. I think that would be great.
I love that conspiracy.
It's fantastic. But yeah, with New Mutants, the only other one that I wanted to mention, because it was a movie that was supposed to be released a bazillion years ago, and now is just TBD. There's no plan for releasing it. Is Dave Bautista's My Spy?
Oh God, it still hasn't come out yet.
Still hasn't come out.
I thought it had just come out and I didn't notice it. Like, that's crazy.
That is definitely for a fact been on a year's worth of movie previews.
For sure,
Right.
it has.
Because we did it last summer. I know for a fact we did. Like, it's supposed to come out in like July or something.
Why the fuck isn't this one been not even on video on demand? Why isn't it just already on Netflix?
Yeah, that's stupid. It must be legitimately awful.
I think it probably is.
If Netflix is willing to shell out $60 million for Cloverfield Paradox, it seems like they would buy anything.
Right.
Look, the Cloverfield name tricked me into watching it, even though I had heard that it was trash. I don't think that they could trick me into watching My Spy.
That's a fair point.
But I think that's it for the summer movie preview, guys. I know it's a weird summer, and I know it's relatively slim pickings, but there is shit coming out. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe our fall movie preview will be way more interesting in a combo of our spring movie preview and what would have been on our summer movie preview.
I can only hope that New Mutants is still on there. I just wanted to be the mainstay.
You know, the thing that really makes me the most mad about One, I just miss going to a theater. I just want to say
Yeah.
that. Like I'm pretty
Totally.
big on staying home, and I'm not really in a rush for things to start opening back up. But I miss sitting in a movie theater. But man, freaking Eternals got pushed to next year, and that makes me so mad.
I know. I agree on that too. Like, there was already such a long gap with the next wave of Marvel movies, and it getting pushed back. It's like it's starting to feel like, is Marvel movies even still a thing now? You know?
Yeah, you could be legitimate if Black Widow wasn't already done, and I'm assuming Eternals is also done. You could make an argument to there could be room for concern about Marvel movies because we're going on what 18 months
Yeah.
since by the time Black Widow comes out since Endgame. That's a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're coming back with stuff that I really love, but isn't necessarily their A-list shit. You know, like without the momentum coming off the other movies, it could be bad for them.
I don't know.
I think
the alternative philosophy is people are just so hurting for reliable stuff out there that they'll latch back on to a thing that they know is good quality content. We'll see.
That could be too. I mean, if Tenet gets pushed, right, and movie theaters don't open up till August or September or something, I would expect people will hold off until Black Widow comes out. Even if the theater's open, they're going to wait until that Marvel movie, and then they're not going to care if it's 25, 50, 75. They're stuffing 700 people into those rooms.
Right.
But, and you know, again, I'll probably be one of them.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, me too.
No critique.
Because I'm the same way. I genuinely miss the experience of going to a movie theater. It's, it's a different thing than watching some shit at home.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But yeah, that's our summer movie preview. So if there are other ones that we forgot about or ones that you're just excited about that we didn't do a good job of explaining, please write in and let us know. Cool. What have we been watching this past 2 weeks, guys?
I can go first. I was stuck on a couch for a few days last week and decided that I should rewatch Community. So I did all 6 seasons of Community in like 10 days.
Right on.
And always a good time. Those last 2 seasons are pretty rough, but you know what? I still enjoy it.
I think the 4th season's pretty good. 5th season's not great.
See, my problem I prefer the 5th to the 6th.
I'm sorry. No, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. The 5th is the one that I like, and the 6th one's the one that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, the 5th one is I think it's the first time you watch it. The zaniness of that 5th season is probably a little jarring, but afterwards it fits right in. That 6th season, it's almost like they tried to make them too real of characters. Like Jeff is too much of a jerk, and Annie is too much of a go-getter, and I don't know. It just it doesn't hit as well. It's a pretty strong series finale though for that show.
I mean, it's a strong show as a whole.
And rumor is we might be getting that movie with how popular it is on Netflix.
We will see. Yeah.
I rewatched the Lord of the Rings extended editions. I don't need to say extended editions because those are the only way I watch those films now.
Right.
I was talking about it with my brother. I was like, man, they're so good. Like every time I watch it, I'm just reminded by how great these movies are. And he's like, yeah, I've never watched the extended editions. And I was like, I legitimately don't remember the theater versions of those films. I don't remember how they go at all.
I'm the same way. I just, at this point, I haven't watched the theater version since the first time I watched them in the theater. I don't know how they go at all. Totally.
And because I was in a Lord of the Rings mood, I started rereading Lord of the Rings. I finished The Hobbit. I'm not going to rewatch The Hobbit. I hate those films. I'll just enjoy Tolkien's book. And you know what? Better than Transformers. I'm trying to think if I did anything. Oh, season 2 of Dead to Me came out on Netflix. Still a pretty good show. Not as good as the first season. I was really hoping we'd have less Jason Marsden, and we kind of ended up with more Jason Marsden. that
isn't that just the way life goes?
Yeah, that is such a good analogy for life. You want just less of that dude, but he just keeps coming up more and more. But it's fine. I recommend it if you like both Christina Applegate or what's her butt? She played Velma in the Scooby-Doo movie. Linda Cardellini.
Yep.
They're both great in it. And it's just such an interesting story. It's kind of off the wall, zany, bizarre, even though it's like about a murder. But I really recommend it. I like that show a whole bunch. I think that's it. I don't remember. Oh, and like most millennials, Avatar is now on Netflix, so I've been rewatching The Last Airbender.
Good call.
Great show.
You can't go
Always
wrong
great.
with it. It's great
Yeah.
all the time, no matter how many times you watch it.
That's it for reals.
Hurt?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll go next.
I don't like to make you end because you don't like it when you go last.
That's true. I don't like to go next. No, I just zoned out for a second. Me and Tara, we watched the Outsider on HBO, which I think everybody has watched. The only reason I wanted to bring it up is because after watching the first episode, I remember Ian had said that he didn't like it because it seemed like it was just going to be like a murder investigation show, and then it takes this turn into the supernatural. And man, I don't agree with that. It seems like supernatural from the get-go. The only few seconds I thought maybe this isn't supernatural is I really genuinely just wanted it to be a show about an evil twin. Like I don't think we've gotten like a serious modern take on the evil twin story, and I think somebody should do that.
I don't think that's true at all. I mean, maybe not as a TV show. There was that year or 2 years where there were like 4 doppelganger movies in the same year.
But were there
they were not evil twins separated at birth, as far as I know.
No, I want evil twin.
Fair enough.
I was just about to say Us. Isn't this whole general concept of Us is that we all have an evil doppelganger, but evil twin is different.
Yeah. But overall, I'd say this was better than Transformers. Everybody was really good in it. I think they could have wrapped it up in like 8 episodes instead of 10. But it says it's a one and done thing, but man, it sure seems like at the end it's a pilot for another season. So we'll see. But if they did another season, I would watch it.
I mean, HBO definitely needs some more continuing content. They keep making good one-offs.
Right. Well, I mean, it's the way it ends. It seems like, oh wow, this could just be the new X-Files. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I recommend watching it. I read a bunch of Conan comics. There was a sale on Conan comics on Marvel. I will the Marvel app. I will go with Conan as a concept better than Transformers. A big sweaty guy with a sword is always fun. That's all I got.
Fair enough. I like it. I watched a bunch of stuff. I had started watching and will stop watching because I canceled my Hulu Live subscription until football. The new season of Rick and Morty, or the new half of the new season of Rick and Morty.
Right.
Yeah, I'm caught up on Rick and Morty.
Which
I haven't watched the most recent episode.
The Story Train episode is strong. And I mean the whole series is strong, but that was probably the most Rick and Morty episode so far this season.
I really liked the last night's episode.
I didn't see that one.
I think it's also that's kind of been a theme this like second half of season 4 is like very much making fun of itself.
Yeah, I mean it's always making fun of itself.
Well, they even talk about like, oh, this was a callback. Like it's all about callbacks. And it's I thought it was pretty strong. I thought it was pretty funny. Have you been watching? Are you caught up on What We Do in the Shadows?
I'm not. I need to start watching. I just keep forgetting about it.
Yeah. Also good times.
But I also watched the new show by Justin Roiland, half of the creative team for Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites, which is drawn exactly the same way as Rick and Morty. And it's a good cash in. If Hulu feels like it's doing what Netflix was doing like 5 years ago, which is just putting in an algorithm of shit people like and making things that are that. Because it's like, it's kind of just a dumber, more, I don't know if lighthearted is the right word, but easier watching Rick and Morty. It's just a little bit more straightforward. The jokes are always kind of the jokes that you expect them to be, but they're still like, it's entertaining. It's not great, but it's a breezy 30 minutes. And then I also started watching the thing that Hulu's been pushing aggressively to me for some reason, hopefully everybody, is The Great, which is their new like Victorian like dry comedy, which is about it's kind of a very loose comical interpretation, I guess, of the rise of Catherine the Great. And she was the premise is she's like a French aristocrat who gets married off to the Emperor of Russia to find out that he's essentially Joffrey, but instead of like cruelty, just kind of a systemic lack of empathy from no one ever telling him no. And comedic hijinks ensue, and it's surprisingly funny. I've been really digging it, and for somebody who has not really been into Victorian stuff ever in my life, I have kind of an identity crisis about liking it.
Well, I figured you weren't even going to give it a try because you dislike that guy, right?
I do, but I like
Nicholas
the fact
Holt.
I like the fact that he's like the Dumbo all the time. I don't know.
Right.
It's pretty good. I've liked it. I'm 2 episodes in, but I've been digging it so far.
Mike, going on with your 2 Hulu shows, I would say my controversial opinion right now is that Hulu is winning the streaming wars.
I'm with you, man.
They have been killing it lately.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's particularly those two, I feel like are some of the stronger things that I've been interested and seen lately. That I'm like, oh yeah, I can like get into this. I can keep watching these.
With their FX deal and having access to all their FX shows, and with all the anime, like for me, I spend more time on Hulu than I do any other streaming service, which is strange.
Yeah,
I would probably agree on that too. I probably use Hulu more than any streaming service.
And then the wife and I finished Kill la Kill, and I'm proud to say that she is a convert. It's weird and it's naked and it's real goofy, but it's a great time and it's a good story, and I highly recommend it for anybody who's willing to undertake the first 5 episodes.
I'll get back to it eventually.
Yeah, you don't have to, but I'm happy that she made it through because I really enjoy rewatching it, and I enjoyed that she got into it. I watched Bert Kreischer's new comedy special. Pretty good. Successfully navigates parent jokes, which I feel like a lot of comedians don't do well. Better than Transformers. And the Joseph is Smarter Than You pick of this week, I watched a movie called The Rover by David Michaud. I'm going to fuck that up. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's the guy who directed probably the most critically acclaimed Australian movie of all time, Animal Kingdom, which I can never watch because it's not on any streaming service. But this was his movie after Animal Kingdom. It's just kind of a post-apocalyptic road movie with Guy Pearce and Robert Pattinson, and it's really good. I really, really liked it. It's not like a wholly new story in any way. If you've seen a post-apocalyptic road movie, it's that. But it's just shot really well. The music's really good. Robert Pattinson's really good, and Guy Pearce just fucking crushes it. He's so good in it. So it's I can't remember if it's on Netflix or Hulu, but I recommend it if you have the time.
Have you not watched The Lighthouse yet?
I haven't watched The Lighthouse yet.
That's surprising to me.
I know. I'm getting to it, but that's it.
Coolio.
I'm assuming we don't have a plan for next week because
We never do.
The concept of time means nothing to us anymore.
I mean, considering we didn't even have a plan for this week, I'm sure we don't have one for next week.
For sure. But hey, maybe we'll have something for next week. Maybe there will be something to talk about, or maybe the world will end. I don't know. I don't have the answers for you. This is the wrong podcast to come to for answers. But cool. Unless you guys have anything else, I'm going to close this out then.
Nothing.
I'm good.
Sweet. Well, thank you everybody for listening. And, if you've been watching any of these weird things that show up on VOD or original streaming things while we're all hurting for content, again, I'm super into recommendations. Send me in what you think people aren't watching enough. You can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com and on Facebook and Twitter at realphonies, and on Instagram at real_phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.